Welcome everyone to today's video, September 4th of Friday. This will be a quick one on why I purchased a few shares of Docusign today. Thursday and Friday have been pretty rough days in the market, and which is why I'm wearing my Just Buy the Dip shirt. But on a more serious note, I haven't made a transaction in my brokerage account for quite some time, given the fact that stocks have gone straight up and they're not cheap. But it was finally time for me to pull the trigger on Docusign, stop following it, and start doing it. A little too late, but again, that's why I picked up just a starter position in the name. The stock was as low as $60 in March. It traded up to $220 before earnings earlier this week. Earnings came out, they destroyed it. Stock jumps 20%, and then we had the market sell off on Thursday and today, and it's fallen by more than 20%. So I picked up a few shares there, hoping it keeps dropping further because I love to add more to this name, which is why I just have a starter position. But I did want to get my toes wet and pick up this name for two main reasons. The first main reason being sort of the micro reason, and I'll have a big detailed note on Docusign on the Silkworth website in a few days here, sometime this weekend. But the micro reason why I love Docusign obviously is the business model of online signatures and for legal documents, given the fact that we're seeing a shift from office work to now working remotely, and I believe that shift is not going to be permanent, but there's definitely going to be some structural change in how people prefer to work and how companies want their employees to work. If employees want to work home 2 days a week, companies might say, well, do I need all this office space? And if people are working home more often, it's going to be harder to get people physically in the same room. So the business model of Docusign, along with how they automate back office workflow and stuff like that, makes a lot of sense for the future. Hence why the stock has tripled this year. So the micro reason is simply the business model and the fact that I believe this company can continue to grow at revenues of 20 to 30% for at least the next several years. The macro reason is there is a massive supply, or there is a massive demand of dollars looking for a place a home. We've had central banks print trillions of dollars globally. I believe a podcast I listened to recently from Hedgeye, which I'll link in a post soon, talked about the federal government printed 4 years worth of tax receipts just in the last 5 months. So again, the governments are printing trillions of dollars. These dollars need to find a home. So we have a massive demand of money, right? That's going to depreciate every year. The Fed wants to overshoot their 2% inflation target. All right, so if you're holding cash, you're getting killed. And we have such a limited supply of viable companies that, one, can survive the next 12 months if the coronavirus continues to go on, if the economy is still shut down, and not even only survive, but just to grow in general. And DocuSign is one of those companies. Tech in general is a sector where they're growing, they're doing quite well. Especially these work from home companies, which is why you're seeing the stocks triple in just a year. So given the lack of supply of growing companies globally, and given the massive demand of dollars looking for a home, Docusign, I believe, is one of the top companies that to invest in at this moment. And yes, I was late to this party, absolutely, but I'd rather be late than not be present at all, because I believe Docusign has a big runway ahead of itself. The potential is clearly there. The demand for companies like Docusign and their stock is clearly there. And in my opinion, these last 2 days are sort of a hiccup in the market. Nothing fundamentally has changed where I would go from bullish to bearish. And again, do I believe the market should be higher? Probably not. But can and will it? I think so. And Docusign is a perfect company, in my opinion, to capture that growing trend of what's going on, of the shift from working in the office to working remotely. And that's why I picked up a few shares. I expected, I hope it goes down so I can pick up some more, but I like the name for the long term. And then lastly, disclaimer, obviously this is not a recommendation, this is not advice, this is just me, hopefully informing you guys about about what's going on in the markets, and just giving you some ideas to brainstorm and make your own conclusions. But this is not advice to buy Docusign at all. Anyways, thank you guys. Detailed note coming out on Silicorp very soon. Stay tuned for that. That should be a really good one. I'm excited to put something together, and I hope to put one together for all the stocks that I own, and more. Just not the ones I own, but and other ones as well. So thanks for watching, and yeah, see you tomorrow.